How to break free from a poverty mindset and build generational wealth. Imagine this. A little boy dreams of becoming a doctor, helping people, saving lives, but one day his father sharply tells him, "You can't be a doctor, we can't afford the money for that." Just like that, the dream is crushed. Not because the boy isn't smart enough, not because it's impossible, but because of one thing, a poverty mindset. I didn't just imagine this, I witnessed it at a hospital in North America and became literally infuriated. Hi there, and welcome to the Right Wealth Mindset channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most important conversations you'll ever have with yourself. How your mindset, yes, your mindset, determines whether you live in poverty or prosperity. And listen closely, if you're a parent or plan to be, I have a challenge for you at the end of this video that could change not just your life, but your unborn generation's future too. Let's begin. The poverty mindset, what it is and how it shows up. Take a second and ask yourself, do I believe wealth is for other people, but not me? Do I let fear of failure stop me from taking risks? Do I find myself blaming outside forces instead of looking for solutions? Do I buy things that I don't need just to prove to friends that I am not poor? Oh, let me ask you something. Did you grow up hearing your parents or someone say, money doesn't grow on trees? We're not rich people, just be grateful for what you have. People like us don't get ahead in life, or rich people are greedy. If those phrases sound familiar, chances are you've been programmed with a poverty mindset, a way of thinking that keeps people stuck in survival mode instead of thriving. Now, let's scratch a little deeper into what a poverty mindset is. Let me paint you another picture. Imagine two people standing in front of a massive, locked door. Behind that door is a life of wealth, freedom, and opportunity. The first person, trapped in a poverty mindset, walks away without even trying the handle. They say, that door is not for people like me. The second person, with an abundance mindset, knocks, pushes, and if that doesn't work, they break the freaking door down. The poverty mindset is sneaky. Here's how it shows up in real life. A poverty mindset isn't just about being broke, it's about how you think about money, success, and opportunities. It's like a computer virus running in the background, corrupting your ability to see solutions. Here's how it shows up. 1. The I can't afford it mentality. Ever wanted to invest in yourself, maybe take a course, start a business, or even eat healthier, but immediately told yourself, I can't afford that, instead of asking, how can I afford this? You shut the door before even considering the possibilities. Instead you could have asked, how can I afford this? 2. Fear of taking risks. You've got an idea, a skill, or a talent that could change your life, but you hesitate. What if I fail? Guess what? The biggest risk is staying where you are. 3. Blaming external circumstances. A poverty mindset says, the system is rigged. The government doesn't care about people like me. Rich people are just lucky. It focuses only on challenges, playing the blame game, and keeps its victims in the same spot. 4. Scarcity thinking. A poverty mindset says, if someone else wins, I lose. It sees life as a zero-sum game. It never imagines that there's more than enough for everyone, so how can I create value? 5. Generational cycles of poverty. Many of us grew up in families where money was a constant source of stress. If your parents struggled with money, chances are, you picked up their financial habits and limiting beliefs without even realizing it. If what has been described so far sounds familiar, and you're still watching this video, congratulations. You've just taken the first step to breaking free. The thing about a poverty mindset is it's often inherited, or better still, imbibed from one's environment. A poverty mindset is not your destiny unless you allow it to be. You can break the cycle and refuse to pass it down to your kids. The cost of a poverty mindset. Don King story. Let me tell you about someone who experienced the devastating consequences of a poverty mindset. Don King. Don King was one of the most famous boxing promoters in history, managing legendary fighters like Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali. He made hundreds of millions of dollars promoting some of the biggest fights in history, including the famous Rumble in the Jungle. He had power, influence, and so much money. Despite all of that, his mindset was still rooted in scarcity, greed, and short-term thinking. Instead of managing his money wisely and building long-term wealth, Don exploited fighters, taking far more than his fair share, leading to lawsuits from Mike Tyson and others. To make things worse, he spent extravagantly without creating sustainable assets, and he failed to adapt as the boxing industry changed, thus eventually losing his influence and wealth. King's downfall wasn't just about bad business deals, it was about short-term, poverty-driven thinking. He saw money as something to hoard and manipulate rather than something to invest, grow, and create lasting value. In the end, he lost his empire, became an outcast in the boxing world, and faded from prominence. Does this sound like the story of someone you also know who used to be wealthy but later lost it all? A former famous athlete? A million-dollar lottery winner who later became broke? This is what happens when people's mindsets don't evolve with their circumstances. Even when they have money, a poverty mindset will sabotage their success. This story is a powerful reminder. If you don't fix your mindset, no amount of money will save you. A story of transformation, Oprah Winfrey. Now let's look at the other side of the coin. Let me share a more recent story about someone you probably know, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah was born into poverty in rural Mississippi and raised by a single teenage mother. She faced unimaginable challenges, including wearing potato sacks as dresses because her family couldn't afford proper clothes. But here's what's remarkable. Oprah didn't let her circumstances define her. She believed that education, hard work, and determination could change her life. And they did. Her family environment was steeped in a poverty mindset. Scarcity was the norm. Her mom constantly worried about money. Growing up, Oprah adopted some of these limiting beliefs. She feared taking risks because failure seemed like something she couldn't afford, literally or figuratively. But here's the turning point. Oprah realized she couldn't let her upbringing dictate her future. She began studying successful people, shifting her mindset, and believing in her ability to create wealth. She started taking calculated risks, and over time, her mindset shifted from scarcity to abundance, and her success became evident to all. Today she's one of the most successful and wealthiest women in the world. Oprah didn't just break free from a poverty mindset, she replaced it with an abundance mindset. She focused on possibilities, not limits, and that made all the difference. Alright, now let's get practical here. Breaking free from a poverty mindset isn't just about thinking positively, it's about taking intentional, consistent action. Here are some powerful steps you can take to shift your mindset and start building wealth, no matter where you're starting from. First, reprogram your beliefs about money. The first and most important step is changing how you think about money. If you've been raised hearing things like, money is the root of all evil, or we're just not lucky enough to be rich, those thoughts are probably running on autopilot in your brain. But here's the truth, money is just a tool. It's neither good nor bad, it's how you use it that matters. Try this. Write down every negative belief you have about money. Then flip it, instead of I can't afford it. Say, how can I afford it? Instead of rich people are greedy, say out loud to yourself frequently, wealth allows me to help others. Retraining your brain takes time, but the more you challenge these beliefs, the more they lose their power over you. Second, invest in financial education. If you don't understand money, you'll always struggle with it. Many people stay stuck in a poverty mindset simply because they were never taught how money works. The good news? You don't need a finance degree to learn. There are tons of free and affordable resources available. Start with these. Books Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, podcasts and YouTube channels. Listen to finance experts like Dave Ramsey, Graham Stephan, and The Budgetnista, and watch other videos on this channel. Free online courses. Websites like Coursera, Udemy, and Khan Academy offer personal finance courses at little to no cost. The more you educate yourself, the more confident you'll be in handling money. Third, take action, even if it's small. Knowledge without action is literally useless. You don't have to be rich to start making smart financial moves. The key is to start small and stay consistent. Here's what you can do right now. Start an investing or savings habit. Even if it's just $10 a week, put something aside. A little adds up over time. Create a budget. Track your income and expenses. The goal is to tell your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Find a side hustle, sell products online, do freelance work, or start a small business. Even an extra $100 a month can make a huge difference. The biggest mistake people make is waiting until they have enough money to start managing it properly. Start now, no matter how small. Fourth, surround yourself with growth-minded people. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your circle is full of people who complain about being broke, guess what? You'll likely do the same. Here's what to do. Find a mentor. This doesn't have to be someone you know personally. Follow successful people online, read their books, and study their habits. Join growth-oriented communities. Look for Facebook groups, LinkedIn networks, or local meetups where people discuss wealth building, investing, and personal growth. Audit your social media. Unfollow negativity and replace it with accounts that inspire and educate you about money and success. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your mindset. Surround yourself with people who encourage and challenge you. Fifth, set big, audacious goals, but break them into small steps. A poverty mindset makes you think small. An abundance mindset pushes you to dream big. But here's the trick. Big dreams only work if you break them into smaller, achievable steps. Wondering how to do this? Write down your biggest financial goal. Maybe it's, I want to make $100,000 a year, or I want to retire early. Break it down into steps. If your goal is to save $10,000 in a year, that means saving $833 a month or $28 a day. Suddenly, it feels doable. Celebrate small wins. Every time you hit a milestone, reward yourself without breaking the bank. When you train your brain to focus on progress, you'll stay motivated and keep pushing forward. Sixth, stop blaming. Start taking responsibility. The easiest way to stay stuck in poverty is to blame everything and everyone and continually saying, the system is rigged, or I'll never get ahead because of my background. But here's the truth. Blaming won't change your situation. Only action will. A mindset shift. Instead of saying, the economy is bad so I can't get ahead, say, the economy is challenging so I'll find new ways to earn and invest. The moment you stop seeing yourself as a victim and start taking control of your own future, your entire life will change. Seventh, give more, even when you have less. This one might sound surprising, but some of the wealthiest people in the world believe in giving, even when they didn't have much. Giving shifts your mindset from scarcity, which thinks I don't have enough to share, to abundance, which thinks there's always enough to go around. Ways to start giving. Donate a small percentage of your income, even if it's just $10. Volunteer your time or skills to help others. Help someone in need, not for recognition, but because generosity builds wealth in ways beyond money. When you give, you reinforce the idea that you are already abundant, and that opens the door for more opportunities. Lastly, let's talk about something more close to home, parents. If you're a parent, or plan to be, what kind of mindset are you passing down to your kids? Are you drumming down a poverty mindset into your kids, or are you telling them how limitless they are? Here's the harsh truth. If you let a poverty mindset dictate your parenting, you're setting your kids up for a life of limits. But if you teach them to think abundantly, to see challenges as opportunities, you're giving them a gift that will last for generations. So, the next time your child tells you about their dream, whether it's to become a doctor, a scientist, or an astronaut, don't shut it down. Instead, ask, how can we make this happen? Teach them to think in terms of possibilities, not limits. Encourage them to dream big, to problem solve, to believe that anything is possible with effort and learning. Remember, your words shape their mindset, and their mindset shapes their future. Be intentional about the seeds you're planting in their hearts and minds. In closing, your mindset is the key to breaking free from poverty and creating a life of abundance. It's not about where you start, it's about how you think, what you believe, and the actions you take. So what's one belief you're going to change today? Let me know in the comments section. Also, if this video has inspired you, please like, share with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to continue to have that mindset shift. Kindly tell us what you think. Together we can break the cycle and build a future full of possibility. Mindset is the first step to wealth. Start your journey today.